You're live. Yay, I'm alive. Alive and well in cloudy, overcast Vieira, Florida. Okay. I got everything. Just have to switch it to live chat. And let's see. Put that back a little bit. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. The only problem is when I go to my channel, I can't see what's going on my iPad. It doesn't play, which is frustrating to say the least. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to X this out and then go to, where's search? Search. And see Laura. 812 subscribers. What? That is so exciting. That is excellent. Let's see. Visit site. It says I'm alive with one watching. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hi, Bobby. Good afternoon to you. Hi. It's great to see you here. Yeah, I'm gonna do some. I've got a whole list of things. If you watch my thing, I want to try to do some watercolor Christmas cards, botanical doodling, and tiny collage. And the first thing I want to do are the. I'm good. I'm good today. Thank you for asking. How are you? Oh, it looks like my neighbor's back. I'm looking across the pond. They have two poodles, standard poodles. I think they're a poodle. No, they're standard poodles. And they just let them out. I love watching them. We had a standard poodle once upon a time named Atom. Hi, Cindy. Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon also to you. The update on the house, if you've been following the renovation saga, that started months and months ago. Oh, okay. Great. You've got 18. Oh, that's super. I like to do that too. I do stuff and watch crafters, and it's always great to have something on in the background. I started my renovation. My plans had been approved March 11th. Count it. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Month 7 of my renovation project. And I'm thinking there's probably another month, 4 weeks or so to get her done. But anyway, they worked on the. Hi, Mariah. Hi, Cheryl. I got your card. That was the first thing I was going to do after I kind of did my introduction, so to speak. I got a card, a lovely thank you card from Cheryl, and with some goodies in it. And yeah. And Mariah, I carved a fish stamp for you, but I can't find it. And I don't know whether it's up to P&M standards, but if I can find it, I was going to mail it to you. And then I was going to mail you the Texas Crafted Made in Texas concertina book. And you heard that whole story. Yes, I did. And I'm looking for it's a rubber stamp, and I can show you what it looks like stamped out if I can find the stamp. Anyway, I'll find it. And I was going to make the concertina book with Crafted and Made in Texas. Hi, Beth. Hi, Lydia. And I haven't been over to the liquor store to see if I can't get the right, get an empty box. And anyway, it'll happen. So here's the lovely card I got from Cheryl. It's a beautiful card. I don't know whether you made it or not, but let me turn it over. It's lovely. It's got some nice layering. Thank you. And some lovely little good, interesting stuff. I sent her a field notebook. Um, and she said she's enjoying. So I got some nice little things that I can cut out. I love this. And put in my journals. Yes, little cards. So thank you for that. Thank you so much. I will put this in a journal. I started a, yes, it made it. Hi, Brenda. What was I doing? Oh, Val sent me some stuff that was made by lovely crafting Jacqueline J. And there was a popcorn bag in it. And so I decided to make a popcorn. Reminded me of circus. So I started to, hi, Debbie. I started to make a journal, and popcorn made me think of the circus. So then I went out and I found circus stuff. One of those cut out collage books, and I cut out fussy cut out a whole page of little tiny circus images. And then I went into my stash and I found a whole bunch of colorful tissue paper that I had that reminded me, I thought it was circusy stuff. So I started putting that on. And this is the paperback book that I gutted. And so here's a little tag I made. And it's really, and that goes in there. And this was a double page spread that I did online. And that's coffee. And then this paper here is, we had a long conversation about, this paper is from the toilet paper company called Who Gives a Crap is the name of the company. And they make toilet paper. And now they make toilet paper, tissues, paper towels, and they donate a whole bunch of their proceeds to build toilets for people who don't have toilets. And each roll is individually wrapped in gorgeous paper. Here's another one of their papers. And 50% of their proceeds go to building toilets. So Who Gives a Crap is the name of the company. And they have beautiful Christmas wrapping paper. Di had one of their rolls of Christmas papers. And oh my God, that was really cool. And it definitely was geared for Australia, I think, because it had a kangaroo. So anyway, so this is that book that I made out of tearing apart a paperback book, and you follow a certain procedure. So I use this again, very cheerful, and there's that paper there in gold, and then there's a pocket as part of it. And I was looking for a little dangle, and I found an elephant, even though it's an Indian elephant as in India, and then obviously something will have to go in here. And this book, name of the book that I tore up was a Paula Poundstone book on how to find happiness. And that's the book that I tore up. Oh, and then I made, this is some of the paper that was in that pack that I got from Val. And I made a little, and this is from digital, the digital collage collection website. So I made some tags. Let's see, I made some more over here. So I've been working on it a little bit. So that's what I've been doing, working in the circus thing. and that's been fun. And I've got tons of little images that I fussy cut it out. Fussy cut it. Is cut it a word? I don't know. Oh, you, I think your sister buys for them. Yeah, I bought for them. Hi, Carol. I bought from them for a while, and I don't know why I stopped. Part of the problem is I don't have that much storage space, and when you buy from them, you have to buy quite a lot. Um, and I had toilet paper, toilet rolls of paper stashed all over the place, under the bed, out in the garage. So I just stopped buying from them. But I think I might go back to buying. Now they're offering bundles. You can buy a bundle from them. Hi, Andrea, where it includes toilet paper, tissues, and paper towels. And then someone also said in the chat that they also make bags for, put dog poop in. And stuff like that. So I didn't see that on their website, but who gives a crap? A very responsible, enjoyable, pretty funny, good sense of humor type of organization. And so let's start with the watercolor Christmas cards. This is inspired by Andrea Nelson, and she's a watercolorist that I follow online. And she does a lot of shorts, which I save. And then I always say I'm going to go back and do those, because I never do. But I'm going to do them today. And I bought a box of pre-made cards and envelopes. I made those little pop-up cards using this. And so I'm going to use these for the finished product. I don't know how I got gold paint on that. How did I have no idea. The nice thing about these cards is they said they're watercolor, but I don't think they are. They're cardstock, but that's okay. I'm not going to paint on them. So this is a very, very, very simple, quick, and easy way of making a bunch of watercolors. And it's very easy, and it had to be easy if I'm going to even attempt it. Oh, the other thing I want to do too, after I do this, is I want to do some botanical doodling inspired by Mel Ray, Melrey. I downloaded a botanical doodling workbook, and it was part of the VIP thing from Pigeon Letters. Is it Pigeon Letters? So, and I signed up I am such a sucker. I bought the VIP pass for the Zen stitching, which officially starts tomorrow. And I ordered some new thread, Hi Joyce, and needles and such. And they're going to do sashiko stitching. I know it's pretty well, I got it for the for the cheapy price, and it went up. Well, I guess it goes up Monday, $97. It's a lot of stuff, though. Oh my God! And there's so many freebies and workbooks, and there's just hi Anne Marie, a lot of stuff there, lots of stuff. So I figured if I own it, then there's no way you could go through it. And I really want to do some more stitching. And I don't know. I mean, Carol, you're such an experienced stitcher. I'm looking for to learn, and to do more stitching, because I really enjoy doing that. Anyway, so here is the plan. Oh no, okay, botanical doodling. We'll get that. I'm using my Paul Rubens. It's a nice set of watercolor. It's I don't think you'd regret it. Yeah. So these Paul Rubens, I guess Obviously, they're not top of the line, but I would say they're medium line. I'm talking about Zen stitching. Um, it's a class, the enabler alert, yes, on Zen stitching. And so it's a form of slow stitching. And they have sashiki. Is it sashiko? Sashik, Sashiko, Shishiko. And Carol was showing us how to do shishiko stitches. I bought some shishiko thread and needles too. You're rolling up to anyway. All right. So for this, all I'm going to do, and I have my new water mister, which I absolutely love. Hi, Di. Good morning. Well, it's good morning for you. Yes. And this is an incredible mister. Mister. So I'm going to wet the watercolors. And I got to get my water, as they would say out on Long Island, my water. Yeah, it's a really good one. And I got it on Amazon, of course. And you get like 2 of them for like $10. Hi, Safia. So I always have 2 of these of water. And I have the lids on them because if you don't put a lid on it, the water evaporates. Here in Florida. Anyway, okay. So the first thing I'm just gonna go through here, and we'll start with green because that's traditional Christmas color. And I've got 3 greens here, and I'm just gonna start. I don't know if she did wet on wet, but we'll do wet on wet, a little wet. I'm just going to take some green here and just kind of go like so. And take another green. And darker green. And I think I'm going to add some little blue to darken that up a little bit. Oh, look at me blending colors. Ooh. And this watercolor paper is already buckling, so that tells you how good that is, right? There is a group of people. Oops. That live over on Freedom Drive, which is a couple of blocks over. We don't have blocks, but a ways away, not super away. And they have contacted us folks here on Old Glory and have volunteered to put up that mister is the exact same thing as Dawn Spray, really? And it's that free? I mean, it's that fine? That's cool. And they have volunteered to come and put up Christmas lights for anybody that wants them. And if you don't have Christmas lights, don't worry. They will provide Christmas lights, and they're going to put all the lights on a timer, so I don't even have to worry about turning them on or turning them off. Is that not the coolest thing? Of course, I forgot to respond and say yes to them, but my other neighbor called me and said, "Hey, don't you want the free Christmas lights?" I said, "Oh my God, yes, I do." All right. So that's the green. We'll turn it around. Well, I don't have to turn it around. Let's do a series of reds. Ooh, that's a pretty red. I have no idea what name that is, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be reddish. Throw in a little orange. Yeah, I mean, my Christmas decorations, when I put them up, are pretty lame. So I'm limited, and I would just I'd take a string of colored lights and I would tape them to the inside of my front window, right, in the shape of a Christmas tree. And that was the extent of my decorations. So now I have no idea what they're going to put up. I'm excited to see. So apparently, when Yvonne called me, she said, yeah, they've already been down the whole street and measured everyone's house. And I went, oops. But she was going to call the lady and say yes, that I wanted that. Okay. Oh, I forgot to. Oh, let me do it now. You're supposed to add some gold, and she used gold acrylic, and so I'm gonna add some little bit of gold. I'm using this is Folk Art Rose Gold, and I don't want to use my watercolor pen. I mean brush. I got this pack of excellent for fluid acrylics in the Princeton, and I got them from Blick, and I used them the other day, and they're really, really nice brushes. Very happy with them. I'm gonna water this down a little bit. Just stick some gold in there. It's going to be very subtle. Subtle. No, it's not too bad. I got that in. That's okay. Just a wee bit of gold. It's for Christmas after all, right? It's on the top here. Okay. We'll come back to that. Now I'm going to do some blues. Hi, Belinda. I'll stick this over here and do the blues. Do a blue sheet. Yeah, this watercolor paper is, yeah. Oh, darn it. Just stuck my, I'm dangerous. Look what I just did. Ugh. This watercolor paper is not the best. Watercolor Hapacolor. 140, but it's kind of buckly, but that's, and now I'm going to do blue. Look at them. I don't even know how I did that. Gee whiz. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do a bunch of blues. You did that. Okay, let's do some blues. Ooh. With some greens too, I guess. You can see how easy this is. I wish I could tell you what colors these are. I have no idea. Ooh, that's a pretty color. And when I got this set of watercolors, it didn't I don't think it had a thing that identified what they were. I can't remember now. You can see this is pretty much foolproof. Maybe a little purple. Purple. I can't do it. Guy knows what I'm trying to do. There's a video of a little boy saying the word purple, and he is spitting out more spit than. It's very funny. Okay, now let's add some gold. Go back over here, pick up some gold. No, a little heavy-handed with the gold on the blue, but that's fine. Oh, I like that. That's kind of like aquatic looking. Okay, let's put this away. All righty. Let's do another green. Oops. Why not? Let me turn it around and do this. This is obviously going to get cut out like Christmas cards. Not Christmas cards. Oh, Lordy. It's going to get cut out in the shape of Christmas trees. Let's see. Let's do some green. And let's not, because that's not green. We'll add this to it. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Here comes the mud. No, 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 no. We can. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Yeah. Get some more water in here. There. Bring that up to the top. My arm hurts. Jesus. I'm out of shape. I can't. That's okay. Get that over there. Get some more gold. I'm crazy about that top. But I mean, not even, maybe the Christmas trees won't go. Hi, Jackie. Okay. All righty. Let me stick this over here. Stay away from your sofa. Okay. Whew. Let me take the heat gun. Do this. And dry them up. Oh, she did the quiz show for the boys. Oh, that's, I used to do Jeopardy review questions for my students, and they loved it. I was watching Saturday Night Live last night, and they were doing Jeopardy. And the guest, it was a repeat. The guest host was Bad Bunny, and he kept on messing up on the Jeopardy because he couldn't give the question in the form of an answer. Okay, so now the next thing is I'm going to cut out Christmas trees. Yeah, I think that's tryish. Yeah. And now the question is, do I want to draw them on the back, or I'm just going to go in? I'm just going to go in wild. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I know they were talking. It's interesting, Mariah. That was a discussion they had over on P&M about when people switch to their TV, then they can't. That reduces the amount of activity in chat. Um, but when I switch to the TV, I just type my chat on my iPad. Obviously, I turn the volume off my iPad, and then I use my iPad to still chat. All right. All righty. So let me see how big I had. Didn't I just here? So I have an idea of how big they should be. They should be about yay big, like so. Okay. Okay. I'm going to cut this off. Oh my. Are there insects that actually can recognize human faces? Because I really don't want to know. That is terrifying. Is that for real? Oh, God. As soon as you said that, there was some sort of insect flying around here. Yes, I actually bought a wireless keyboard that it had like a little doppelganger doohickey thing. Praying mantis. Okay, and Brenda's saying that porcupines cannot walk backwards. Probably jumping. Oh, don't even. There's a lot of people that are really very creeped out by spiders. Spiders don't really bother me. Yeah, it looks good. Cockroaches. That's what gets me. I can't stand cockroaches. I don't know anybody that says, "Oh, I love cockroaches." I don't know anybody that would say that. Oh, look, if I go this way, I get one going this way. Look at that. Huh. I'll come back and because here in Florida, they don't call them cockroaches. They call them palmetto bugs. And I said to the bug guy here, I said, I don't care. I don't care. It's a cockroach. You can call it a palmetto bug. You can call it all sorts of things, but as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned, a cockroach is a cockroach is a cockroach. And that's a damn cockroach. Just saying. And there are all sorts of varieties of cockroaches. There's the German cockroach, Achtung, and then there's the American cockroach, hey y'all, and I don't know, probably a French cockroach. I have no idea. The only good cockroach is a dead cockroach. And you all know how I kill cockroaches. I stand above them with a big book and I drop the book from 3 feet up, breaking every little friggin' bone in its body. And then I don't move the book for several days. Well, not for several days. So all the gooey, pussy stuff dries up. Oh, is that the difference? The palmetto bugs fly? Okay, all righty. Yep. It's funny because when I first moved here, I had pulled. See, I can use those. Those are all Christmas trees too. Okay, let me get the blue. And look. Ooh. Oops. Oh, this is still pretty wet. Let me just give this. I pulled into my garage one day, coming home from work, and this gigantic bug, huge bug, came whizzing past me. It was huge. And you know what my inner response was? Oh, it can't be a cockroach. Cockroaches can't fly. Well, wrong. I guess it was a cockroach. A palmetto bug. Because when it landed, it went right past my ear. When it landed, it looked like a cockroach. And I went, ah! I mean, there's a bug guy. They come around and, spray around the house, on a fairly regular basis. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Well, it's all Sapphia's fault. She brought it up. I've heard that too. The other thing is, I've read that you can put out like a bowls of beer, and they like beer, and they get drunk and they drown. I don't want to see them. So I use these cockroach traps where they drink the water and the water is poisonous and they take it back to the nest and they die back there. I don't want to really see them. I don't get joy in killing anything, but I have to say cockroaches are, yeah. I'd rather not kill them, in the sense I'd rather not see them at all. Oh, okay. Yes. Well, you're in Australia and you have some very interesting bug life in the land of Oz, I'm sure. Large and exotic, all sorts of critters that live down under. That's a little fat one. Oh dear, screwed up on that one. But I will take the fat one on the other side. Let's just do this. One Christmas tree. Two Christmas trees. There. All right. Now we can make our little Christmas trees. Our cards. All righty. We got our little Christmas trees. You see how easy this is. Now, I smushed this, so that'll be on the back. So I have to do a card like this. And what Andrea did was she put gold splatters on the card. So I'm going to get out my splatter brush, which I had. Oh, there it is. I thought I had it out. And add some more water to the gold paint over here. And bring this over. Whoops. Bring this over here. And put this in here. My water's really dirty. Okay. I'll just do that. And I will stick that over here. And I'll get another card. And then I'll have to come back and dry some. Yeah, those paper wasps, they're the ones that build those incredible nests, right, that look like paper. That's why they're called paper wasps. Yeah. I mean, I love, looking at spider webs, especially in the morning when they have dew on them. And it's just amazing to look at the artwork, in a spider web. It's just breathtaking. You get the drops of dew on it. So pretty. Right, let me put some heat on this. And then we'll build our little Christmas tree cards. Okay, I'll let you know. This is going to take forever. Ah. You want to know the size of the card or the paper? I understand, Safia. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's late where you are. We go to bed. The Oh, okay. Oh, neat. I'm making spider web with granddaughter next weekend with cotton and clear glue. So you're gonna pull out the cotton, or you're gonna and make it webby? Are you asking how paper size of the card or the paper? The paper for the trees was 9 by 12 inch watercolor paper. And the cards are folded. Or 5 by 7. So it's 5 by 7 folded. This is 5 by 7, so it would be 14 by 5, right? And then folded, it would be no 5. It would be 10 by 7 is the card size. And these were pre-made, and they came with envelopes. Okay. Now the next little neat thing that Andrea did. Well, obviously we got our cards, we got our Christmas trees, but you could set this up in an assembly line and you could knock these things out in no time flat. Need a skinny one here. I'm going to make a stem. And I'm going to use cardboard for the stem. Not the stem, the trunk. It's called a trunk, Anne. And this is just, you can see this is where the cat food came in because it's got the circles. So I'm just going to cut out some trunks. But the other thing, what I'm going to do is when I glue the trunk on, right, I'm going to take a piece of cardboard and stick that behind it. So when I glue the tree down, the tree will be elevated a little bit. Does that make sense? It will. It will make sense. Everything makes sense. So let's put one of these puppies together, and let me try to be in stream. And let's make sure that the okay. And then I'm just going to put a little piece of cardboard here. So it's going to be like putting you call it foamy sticker, foamy tape. You know what I mean? The stuff that makes stuff stick up. You know that stuff. You know what I mean. I know. But you can use, and I've seen crafters use cardboard too. Okay. And then move this. Going to make sound effects when you do this. Just saying. Come here, come here, come here, come here. There. And it sticks up a little bit. Isn't that cool? I'm liking it. Okay. We'll put the blue in the middle, maybe bring the blue down. Put the red up. And you got that little bit of gold. I know it's kind of glary there. All right, let's do the blue one. It's 5 by 7, Debbie. I'm sorry. I thought I'd answered her question. It's 5 by 7. This is 5 by 7 folded. Yes. I'm sorry. I thought I had answered the question. Apparently, I did not. I apologize for that. They came in a box of 50, and I got them from Amazon, of course. Okay. And of course, you can't see what I'm doing because I'm not in frame. Not that this is, let me stick back up in frame so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put a little piece of cardboard here. Got to see my grandson play hockey last night. They won, and he scored a goal. I was very excited when he scored a goal. I was screaming and yelling and scaring Lily. And then they played another team from Colorado Springs today, and this Colorado Springs team beat them really badly in Nashville, Tennessee, in a tournament. And they beat them today 4-2. So that was a very significant win for the Arapaho Warriors. So I was going to bring that a little bit forward, wasn't I? Yep, it was exciting. Yes, that's right. 7 by 10 before folding. Thank you, Deb. I'll do this one here. Okay. Let's see. No, that one's too big. It's got to be the skinny one. Well, have you been following the reports on Hurricane Melissa? Oh my gosh, those poor people in Jamaica. Oh lordy, it's going to be devastating. I think it's a Cat 5, Cat 4 at least. When it looks like it's going to engulf the whole island of Jamaica, is going to get clobbered, and then it looks like it's going to hit the southern portion of Cuba and miss Haiti, which is unfortunate. You know, these countries are so poor, they can't afford that kind of devastation. And of course, I am thrilled. Of course, I have to say, I'm thrilled that it's missing Florida. I would rather no one get hit. the nice thing about glitter glue is, I mean, when you stick it down, it sticks. This, you know what I mean? And that's the bad thing about it too, in the sense that you don't have any wiggle time. You know what I mean? When you put it down, there's no moving it around to adjust it. It's down, which is good and bad. Okay. I need some more glitter glue. I have a whole brand new one in the other room. I know they stopped shipping it in certain areas where it gets cold because it doesn't fare well in colder weather. There. Now, obviously, you could decorate the trees, obviously, and before you glued them down. You might take, a Posca pen and I might do that with some of these others, do some garland type of things and decorate them a little bit. But this is the basic Christmas card that you can see how easy it is to make. It couldn't be any simpler. And she put some, yeah, she put some gold down across the bottom to kind of give so they're not just floating in air, like so. Give them a little footage there. So there's the very easy watercolor Christmas card, inspired by Andrea Nelson. Is her name? Yeah. And again, this pack of cards came with envelopes included. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. I mean, you could take yeah, and decorate this and everything. I might do that, not today, but for the other ones. So I've got a couple of Christmas cards made. I don't know how many I'm going to send out this year. In the past, I've sent out about 45 cards. And typically, what I do is I buy like an Echo Park Christmas scrapbook pack of Christmas things, and then what's her name? May made it, or May, or you know who I. She uses the whole pack and makes like 50 cards. And I've done that in the past and made 50 cards like that. But they're pretty. I mean, they're handmade cards, which is, that's the point. They're not super, you know, complicated. Because I make a little bit more complicated ones for my immediate family. But anyway, so I'm going to now delight you with my next act shall be some botanical doodling. For those of you that are interested, again, it's coming from a workbook that I downloaded from Pigeon, it's not Pigeonhole. You know what? I can't think of her name. I can see her because we were talking about her the other day. She's annoyingly nice, or annoyingly too nice. Anyway. Hi, Dorothea. All right, let me just stick these out of the way. They are no longer going to be used. Get rid of the Paul Rubens. Oops, I'll stick those over here. And I'll show you what we're going to make. I made them out of text from the book that I tore apart and magazine pages. So here are some of the ones I made. And I used the white Signo gel pen, which decided, you know how they are so finicky. And I was looking for different colored backgrounds of magazine paper. So that's what that's my botanical. Oh, and this is from, I was watching Mindful. Yes, thank you. Pigeon letters. Yes. Yes. And this is Amy Marcy, right? This is the one that does the mindful drawing lady, because that's what she did yesterday. It was an old stream that I went back and watched. And that is so fun too. Those are kind of fun too. Let's make some botanicals. And I already tore out some pages from various magazines that have some different colors. I'll get these out of the way. So I should leave these out so I can remember what I want to do. I want to do one of those, and I definitely want to do one of those. That, oh, one of these. I'll leave those out. Let's see. I'm not going to do one of those. I can do those. Oh, some acorns, even though that's a weird acorn. Oh, and this one is a fun one to do. Okay. All righty. Stick these back in my little bag. And you just glue these on journal pages and such. Amy Marcy, yes. Mindful, that's it. Thanks, Bobby. That's it. Yep, that's it. Mindful Art Studios. Yep. And I came across her in Pigeon Letters. What was it? Sketchbook Revival or something. I think that's what it was called. So here are some of the papers that I pulled out of various magazines and to do some doodling on, which I thought would be fun. And I'm going to use just a regular old magic marker. And that seems to work the best. And let's do something real simple. I'll just do a little leaf. Most of it's just a curved line, like so. And then come around, come up a little bit, come down, come up a little bit. And then this is so relaxing. And it just looks really good on, your magazine papers and such. Let's do this. One of these. Come out like so, and like so. Oh, there's a bump under here. Of course I would. What is that? Okay. Now let's try an acorn. Sometimes I get it right, and sometimes it's too fat, or sometimes it's too skinny. Sometimes it's just right. And that was almost just right. Almost. And then if you want to do a um, little scratchy things, like so there. I've got my acorn and leaf, and then cut them out. Let's do the Tiffany blue. I love that. I'm sure Tiffany owns that color. It is such a pretty blue. I guess that would be a teal, right? That would be considered a teal. Okay. So this one I really like. This is a fun one to do. And it's much easier than it looks. Just start out with a little beanie type of thing in the middle. And then you come around. Here, 1, 2, 3. And then you start in the middle here, and you come around here, here. And you start in the middle. And you just keep on it's just always in segments of 3. I kind of screwed that up. And you put some music on. Or if you're like me, a football game on. Or a baseball game on. It's the World Series. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, I love. She followed. Well, that's wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. She's contagious. She is just so enthusiastic. Okay, Mariah, thanks for being here. Mariah's on tomorrow morning. Mariah makes at 11 o'clock Eastern. Check her out. It's always fun over there at P&M Studios. Mariah makes for Monday. So go on over. What? Oh, well, I have no idea what she wants. I just don't want her to come up here. Okay, I think that's pretty big. Now, I take this. This comes in here, and that's when you just kind of go around and you put little lines Let's see what I'm doing. Lily, I have nothing for you. No. You've had everything. You've had everything you're getting. You've been fed. You've had breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. I've been letting her out on the patio now that the door is in, because that's her hangout. Oh, no, Lily, no, 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 because no doesn't mean anything. You know, no doesn't mean anything to a cat. Hi, Aunt Bex. Yeah, she'll love to have her space back again. I've let her out there, and it's so cute to see her looking out the door, because the door is a full glass door, and she can stand by the door and be almost eye level with what's going on, any critters or anything. Oh, damn. Oh, you little. No, that's dirty. That's paint water. Don't. Ugh, Lily, no. Well, that's how well cats listen. They're calling you sweet. They're calling you sweet. I wouldn't call you sweet. You're sitting right on my art. I'm trying to do art here. I can't do art with you here. No. Can you move? Can you move? Go lie down. No, you can't hit the pen. I can't do this with you. No, I can't. I mean, if you could see the obstacle course that she went through to get onto this table, she walked over paint bottles, brushes, wires, didn't knock anything down. I think you're beautiful. Ugh. Lily is 12 years old. And I got her from a woman that fosters cats. And she has them online. She has all these cute, almost like Playboy pictures of the kitties. They're all sprawled out on these cute little arrangements. And I was going through the selection of cats that were available, and I saw, well, obviously I can't, and I saw her, and she was in like a little Playboy kind of spread, and I thought, she's the one. So I immediately called the lady to make sure she was still available, and so she said, Jesus. Oh, come on, Lily. I just read a whole thing about reading cats' tails. She so reminds you of your Piper. Yeah, that's good. Oh, good. Okay, that's fine. You can have your tail in the other direction, so maybe I can finish this. No one's going to see it. So my mom and I went over to this lady's house. I know many of you have heard this story before. And it was a beautiful home in a very I would say, upscale neighborhood. And you walked in the front door, double door, front door, beautiful like foyer. And as I recall, to the left there was a door. It was like it looked like a door to a bedroom, right? And we opened the door, and in there must have been at least 10 kittens just running around and playing. And this one right here, made a dash for my mom and I, just ran straight up to us. And I guess she decided that I'm going home with those folks, right? Because they say cats pick their owners. And she picked us. And that's the end. That was the end of that story. And we went home with her. And we named her Lily. And apparently her brother was there. And we didn't know about the brother. And we had another cat at home. I had my poor little sweetie was at home. And this is not going to work. And her brother and they were named Prince and Princess. And I was not going to, no, that was not going to happen. So I asked my students, I had twin girls in my class, and I showed them the picture of Lily. Oh, you smudged my flower, Lily. Oh. And I said, what do you think I should name her? And they went, Lily, name her Lily, name her Lily. And I really liked that name. And then I found out that they had their cat at home was named Lily, which is fine. So that's how we got Lily. And that was about 12 years ago. Oh, we had the tiger was the cat that was at home. And I thought it would be fine because when I brought my cat into my mom's household, Tiger terrorized my sweetie. But when we brought Lily into the house, Tiger disappeared for 3 days. And literally in that 3 days, even though she was a kitten, she took over the territory and dominated Tiger until the poor Tiger met his maker. Okay, all right. Yes. This is the one that I was cooking chicken for. I would boil up a whole chicken and bone it and puree it and put it in little ice cube trays. And then it turned out that she has got kidney disease. We can't process protein. So now she's on a low protein prescription Hill Science diet food, which is I don't want your tail in the gold paint, which is very expensive. But okay, how about you getting down? How about wouldn't that be a great idea? Yes. We've had fun. We've had such a good time. Why don't you go lie down? Go. And that seems to be okay, I guess. She at first the vet thought maybe she might have diabetes, but she said it was a kidney issue. And I brought her in because she was biting me, and I had read somewhere, I Googled, what does it mean when a cat is biting, and it said take her to the vet immediately. It means that they're in extreme distress. But yes, that can be the case, but not necessarily. But in her case, and maybe it was, but she still was biting me, but little, like, and then I listened to a whole video on what it means when the cat bites you, nips you, a sign of affection and all this stuff. So I don't know, but I just watch her very carefully. I mean, she'll get in my lap and want to cuddle and, purring, and then all of a sudden she bites me. Anyway, pets are a wonderful thing, but they can be, well, expensive, and they're good companions. I often thought about, there's so many, little dogs, but I don't need a dog. And I have a friend that has a little dog, and she's pee pad, lap cat, pee pad trained. And this woman is my duplicate bridge partner, and she has horrible arthritis. The poor woman, her legs are all bowed out, and she's all hunched over, and walks with the cane, and she can barely walk, and she can't walk a dog, so her dog just does its business on a pee pad, because Carolyn can't walk the dog. The dog is adorable. The dog's name is Dolly. So here's my little flower. Can you see the little hash marks I put in it? Oh, that's, again, a fun doodle, simple doodle. And go through any magazine and pick out a background that's colorful and make yourself a little embellishment. And in the workbook, she does it by shapes. So the triangle, and this is basically a triangle. If you look at it, it starts out as a triangle, and yeah. Well, folks, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm kind of tired. I was going to do some tiny, well, I'll show you what I was going to do. I was going to do some tiny collage. And when I say tiny collage, this is what I mean by that. Safia sent me a little tiny, hi, Pam. Oh, okay. All right. So Molly is pee pad trained for when you're not at home. See, I'd never heard that expression, but I guess that's fine. It's like a kitty litter box, but for a dog, as long as they know to go and use the pee pad, then it's better than peeing anywhere they want in the house. Makes perfect sense. Safia made this little tiny itsy bitsy journal, and I've been cutting out itsy bitsy tiny images. I mean, really tiny images that are going to go in this little itsy bitsy journal. I mean, this is the size of the images I've been cutting out. Oh, they can see them. They're little bunnies. Look, I even have a little Volkswagen. So I thought it would be fun, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill this little journal with little tiny images. And when you look in a magazine, a lot of times the little tiny images, they're usually on the, oh good, she's settled down. Okay. I'll continue as long as she's in the table of contents. A lot of times there'll be little images of, what's going to be in the magazine. And that's where I found some of these little images. So I'm going to stick the Volkswagen down because I can. And I had some. Oh, I actually had a sheet of paper for gluing purposes. Oh, I just stuck my finger in the gold paint. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's, but I've got some tiny images. I've really done some serious fussy cutting, or what are you calling it? Bitchy cutting or something. They're puppy pads. My aunt had a porch. Oh, okay. All right. I guess. Well, I'm assuming those puppy pads are the same type of pads that they put on a bed in the hospital, right? In your hospital bed with the same thought. And I wonder if they're cheaper to buy the human ones. Oh, she lived in the city. Okay. So there's the first little image. This will be fun. This is going to be a fun little journal. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. This is probably the biggest one. But I like it. I like it. I like it. Let's see. Is she going to fit? No, maybe she's going to fit over here. Yeah. She's going to fit over there. Speaking of dogs and walking, I'll put her here. There. Right. Stick this over here like so. I should put a little. Do I have a little clip? I got a little paper clip here. Do that there. Yeah, I'll put the glue on this here. Yeah. So Pam, how's it going? Pam is in Oregon, and they are kind of house hunting, more like neighborhood hunting, looking at various areas in Oregon to potentially move to in the near future. Is it the near future, or would you say, or the far future? Oh, that's great. You found 2 areas that you, well, that's super. Oh, well, that's good news. Are they close to the water? I know some of those pictures, some of those houses were really close to the water. Oh, okay. Okay, that's near future. March, February of next year, yeah. Oh, why do I know that name, Yvette Quails? That name is so familiar. We're going to have to cut off her little hat. But she looks cute there. Why do I know that name? Yvette Quail. She must be a crafter, right? Oh wow, water views. Well, that's good. Yeah. So a water view means that maybe they're within walking distance. I mean, a water view could mean they could be miles away. Online sales. Okay. All right. Whoops, I got little tiny chairs here. Oops. And how about a quail? Somehow, Safia always has the best. The house is good. The roof is almost done. Apparently, I didn't walk around back, but my neighbor who called about the Christmas decorations has walked around the back of the house, which is on the golf course, and she said the back of the house is not completed. And that's why I noticed that there were still bundles of shingles on the roof when I went out yesterday. So they still have to finish the back. They worked until well, I think they worked until about 3:30ish. Yesterday they were here about 7:30, pounding away. So yeah, that's true. I just started to say Safia always has the most bizarre text, and I'm Joe. This is not intentional, but the wombat can something or other, and sturdy legs. So you're going to see sturdy legs. So that's what you're going to see there. Okay. Okay. Thick course like a doormat. Okay. Let's see what we can put down there. How about that? Can you see? I hope you can see. Well, maybe I can do this. Can I do this? My fancy zoom in. But I don't know whether it'll focus or not. Maybe it will. There. And these were in the top of an article. I think I talked to you about the air conditioning. I frickin' frack. The one guy was 6'3", the other guy was like 5'2" or 5'4", and they were out there when I got home from bridge on Thursday. The two of them were out there arguing with one another, and yeah, and so the next day, the little guy and the owner of the company show up. It's Tommy Ryder Air Conditioning. So Tommy Ryder was out there, and he was looking at it. I have this horrible feeling that this is the first time they've ever installed this type of AC. Maybe it's a new product for them, because he looked at it. They fiddled it around for about an hour or so, and then they left. So that's it. So tomorrow, I'm hoping for big things. I don't know. We've got to get sheetrock in, drywall, sheetrock, whatever. And I think he was shopping around for a new company, which scares me. He's going to hire a new drywall company, people that he's never done business with before, and doesn't know the quality of their work. The other people he's done business with for the last 5 or 6 years. And these are the people that did the bedroom and took it to him price-wise. So anyway, I don't know. I haven't heard from him. I haven't spoken to Vinny in at least 3 or 4 days. So yeah. So the house has a craft room for you, I'm assuming. That's a must, right? You have to have a craft space. Cannot be without craft space. Oh, I know where I could get some little images too, but New Yorker magazine has great little images. Oh, look at this. Ooh, look at this. How about a lily pad? Whoops. That's a lotus, right? Lotus pad? Lotus? And I was on last night, right? Oh, you were on. I saw your stream with Becca last night. That went well. You're going to be back home on Wednesday, right, Pam? Is that the plans? Wednesday, I think you said. Oh, no, New Yorker's a paid, yeah, prescription magazine. I've got a whole stack of them, but they're not. I can't cut them up because I'm giving them to a friend of mine. I mean, they don't know I'm giving them to them, so I could cut them up. I went through all my magazines this month and basically harvested all of the images I could, and then went through them again and found. I mean, can you see how tiny that is? It's a little swing set. Isn't that adorable? I think that should go there because, oh, you could do the silhouette of it. That would be interesting. Would you know what it was though? Kind of like that. But you could tell that this is a kid. This is a little girl on the swing. Huh? That's funny. I I don't know whether I can get this on. I don't know. I'm afraid I don't want to use the glue stick because that'll rip it. Rip it. So I think I'm going to use the this glue, the glitter glue, the glitterless glitter glue. Beep 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 beep. Well, I was watching football earlier today, and oh no! Oh come on! I can't get it up. Jesus. Come on. Everybody in the football pool, all 18 of us, chose the Atlanta Falcons to win, to beat Miami. And Miami won. And every single person in the pool got it wrong. So it doesn't. So that's good because then it doesn't go against you because everybody lost on that bet. So I thought that was interesting. And the last time I looked, just before I came online, I was in second place. I've done so poorly this year and the last year that a couple of weeks ago I was in first place, and then one team lost. that I had picked to win, and I went from first place to last place. There. Whoops, I don't have to hold it up that high. I don't know if focus or not. Okay. Let's see. We get a little flower here. Let's stick that there. Yeah. All right. This works good for the little stuff, the little, because you don't want to. That Doris uh, glue stick is, it's hard, it's pretty hard. It would easily tear these little cutouts for sure. As you can hear that dinging's from the weather station. Is probably saying that lightning struck 14 miles away from me. There. This is really kind of fun, folks. I was going to make a journal out of, let me see, do I have it here? Yeah, this was going to be, I still may do it. This was going to be a journal with 2 signatures out of those inserts that you get in the mail. And this would be 2 signatures. And I thought this was small. And it's not. And Safia's journal is half the size of that. And I've got another thing full of small stuff. Whoop! Just broke that rubber band. Well, I always have rubber bands up ahead. I actually had to buy rubber bands. Whoever heard of that? Because when I was at school, I always had rubber bands, but I actually had to buy some rubber bands. They were cheap, and now I have enough rubber bands that'll last me the rest of my lifetime. That's for damn sure. Okay, let's see. We got some walking feet. Okay, let's stick that over there. Ooh, you know what? I could do some. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw some tiny botanical doodling thingies. I can draw little tiny ones to stick in here. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'll do that. Not today, but I'll do that off. But I will make some tiny ones, and that would be really cool. So I think I'm gonna leave like space. So I'll use this for a botanical doodling thing. How about a plate? How about it? Yeah, we've got a plate. And we'll just do this. There. Turn the page. Oh, this is a dictionary or an index. I think must be an index. Okay. And of course, everyone needs to have a picture, right, of a guy working on a car. He's underneath the car. In this image was off to the side was a little tiny wrench and a little tiny screwdriver. I opted not to cut those out because that was just way too small. So I just cut out the guy underneath the car. And we'll stick him right here. And I'll skip a page. And this is a tailgate. Well, how about a dining room table? Let's do the dining room table. These were in the Magnolia magazine, which is Chip and what's her name? They're in Waco, Texas. This is out of her magazine. And that was a freebie. I just got that in the mail. They wanted me to subscribe to it. And I got a lot of good images out of that magazine and some really good recipes. They have an orange glazed salmon, and it's one of those sheet pan recipes where everything goes on a sheet pan. Put it all on, it all cooks together. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, I wasn't thinking. I should have planned that better. Oh no. Look, I have a little tiny framed picture that I can put on the wall. That's what I was saying. Oh, you thought I was doing it. I was working. Well, these are actually, I think these little squares are even smaller than the Twinchy book that I have. Got a little framed picture here. So I'll put a little framed picture on the wall. Look. Oh, you can't see because the glare is so bad. Yeah. Well, it's a little. And I got the little bunnies. Finish that up. Oh, okay. Here's the tailgate. And yes, with the chairs. It's a fancy tailgate. Maybe we'll stick that here. We were talking about, what were we talking about? Hi, Christy. Oh, they were talking about something. No, I don't know that. We're talking about that trunk and treat, not drunken treat. Trunk for Halloween. People go to like a parking lot where the kids can trick or treat, and they just open up the trunks of their cars, and they give out candy from the trunks of their cars. You know what I'm talking about? I hope you won't. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. You're not going to think I've totally lost my mind. I think it's called Trunk and Treat. This is like a little tailgate party. And it even had fancy chairs to go with it. I cut those out. And there was a coffee machine. And I have the coffee cup here. But I don't know what happened to the coffee machine. And there's a lady here and some sort of critter and a woman in one of those capsule things. But I lost the coffee machine. And what are the chances of finding that? I've got one coffee cup. I don't know. Can we stick this here? No. Well, we'll stick that over here. Let's see. How about a lamp? Does that fit there? Yes. And this lamp is from an ad for lamp shades. And obviously, this was the smallest lamp in the. They had all sorts of beautiful lampshades. And this was obviously the smallest image. Stick that right there, like so. Whoop. It would be fun to find really, really tiny text. Hi, Laura. I missed you coming in. Trunk, that's right. Trunk, it's hard to say. Try trunk or treat. Trunk or treat. Okay, usually, I think I said hi to you, Joyce, earlier on. Usually in a church parking lot. Yeah, that would make sense. Trunk or treat. Yes, okay. Trunk or treat. I think some areas they did it at the fire. No, it's sad that it's come to. It's not even safe for kids to go trick or treating. When I lived in New York, they had set hours for trick or treating, which I thought was really nice. And it was usually 6 to 8. When I was growing up, there was no hours. Uh, if Halloween was on Saturday, my God, I was out at 10 o'clock in the morning, coming home and getting a new bag and going back out, with a little birdhouse and a little person in a little whatever that is, a pod reading. And then they would have trick-or-treating hours like 6 to 8, which was, that was nice for the. I always tried to be extra nice to my students before Halloween, because I lived I lived in the village where the kids, lived, and I taught. Not that I wasn't always nice, but I didn't want to antagonize anybody. I didn't want to have my house TP'd or such things like that. There was a construction going on, and some of the bigger kids took the porta potty from the construction site and put it on the front lawn of the superintendent of schools, and that kind of stuff. I don't know what that critter is, but I'm putting him on. Well, I guess that's it until I find the coffee pot. Well, one year I had a group of my students come to the door, right? They were, I guess, 8th grade boys. And they smelled like really nice. They had aftershave lotion on, and I was really impressed. And then they left, and then the next group of kids was a group of girls that were my students also. And they said to me, Miss Laura, there's shaving cream all on the side of your house. Well, that's why they smelled. That's why they smelled so good. They'd put shaving cream all on the side of the house. I mean, that's not a horrible thing, but I was so impressed that they had aftershave lotion on. Okay, Becky's saying something is on your glass mat. Yeah, that's a coffee cup. It's the coffee cup. But there was a coffee machine. And the only other thing on my mat is that's just a little bit of paint. So those little stinkers, they actually shaving creamed me. They have set hours. Days. So we share police, so they made us have the day before. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Well, the older kids, they're the ones that, the next morning, all you see are smashed pumpkins and toilet paper hanging from trees. And the scary thing is, it's in October. And we would rake the leaves to the end of the road, and you weren't allowed to burn leaves anymore. And some of the older kids sometimes would set fire to those piles of leaves, but often there would be a heavy wet snow storm just before Halloween, and the leaves would be covered in wet snow. Nope, nothing here, nothing here, no way. It'll show up, but isn't that weird? I got the coffee cup. So, but anyway, this is kind of fun, folks. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to draw some little tiny botanical. Hi, Dana. How you feeling? I hope you're feeling on the mend. It's thinking about you. So this was kind of fun. A little Volkswagen. And a lady walking her dog. And some sort of bird. And some people sitting under a tree and a lily lotus thing and a bush, and boy, that's glary. And people, a swing set, and some feet. And then I'm going to do some botanical doodles, little doodles, and put those on. Yeah. And I'm going to continue to be on the lookout for little tiny images and that coffee maker. But this little journal was made by Safia, and she left before I got into this, so I'll have to show that to her. So, all right, folks, I'm going to say goodbye this time. Oh my God, it's time for me to turn into pumpkin as it is. So I'm going to go. Yeah, this is fun. I'm going to have some Raymond noodles for dinner because I don't have anything else. And and watch some football and call it a night. So thank you so much for being here. As always, you guys were wonderful to spend your time with me. I appreciate it. And Laura, yes, I would love to. Laura and I've talked about a little bit about maybe streaming together. And I would love to stream with you, Laura. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a coffee pot? Oh, I thought that was the coffee pot. You know what that is? I can't even show it to you. It's so tiny. It's the wrench that goes next to the guy who's underneath the car. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, we can always stream during my time, anytime. Share my actually anybody. Anybody that wants, like Pam does, anybody that wants to, if anybody that wants to play can play. I mean, I can't do it in YouTube, but I can certainly go StreamYard. But anyway, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Okay. Craft by Jay goes live soon. All right. Thank you. Enjoy yes. In the game. Yes. So remember, if you can't be good, be careful and fabulous. And take care. Bye.